Cigar Nerds Podcast. I'm your host, Smokin' Joe.
And I'm Brad Jackson.
So what are you vaping this week, Brad?
I've got some kind of blue raspberry gusher type thing, but my sinuses
you need to lace it with some Dayquil.
Yeah.
To open up the sinuses.
I need some Tussin or, some Dimetap or...
We can go to the gas station and get some of those like Hot Ones chips. The one chip challenge where you just...
Palky one chip.
Just clean all that shit out. Well, I'm smoking for you people, and I've got the Hooten Young 2020 Selection. And this one's got all kind of stuff in it. It is a San Andreas Maduro wrapper, but inside we've got aged Ligero from Esteli and Jalapa. We also have Ometepe tobacco, and yeah, that's I'm not sure which one of those is the binder. It doesn't say, but yeah, we got stuff from Esteli, Jalapa, and Ometepe. But I'm down for those aged Ligeros.
Oh yeah, well we've stated it before, but that volcanic soil, I don't know. Anytime I get stuff that's got Ometepe, and which I'm always partial because that was one of the islands I visited while down in Nicaragua. So,
yeah, and if you didn't know, like Ometepe, you get like a sweet earthiness from that tobacco, and the Ligero tobacco is what gives you a cigar its strength. So. Yeah, we got a strong earthy bastard here. I still need to get a hold of... I've not yet tried the Hooten Young whiskey. I need to get some of the Hooten Young Jack Carr Warrior Proof bourbon and try to pair with some. But so far, they make some pretty good cigars for a whiskey company, but I've not had a chance to try their whiskey.
It sounds like a thing we need to make happen.
Yeah, it's like I'm not seeing it anywhere around here. I'm going to have to like order some.
We should probably just pause this recording and go find the whiskey.
Yeah. It's got to be better than that fucking Walking Dead whiskey I bought. That shit was some rock gut.
I would have not have had high hopes at all for that.
I mean, I still got a little if you want to try it. It burns though. It's not a smooth bourbon. It's definitely a touch of harshness.
I mean, the zombie apocalypse, you can't have all good things.
Well, Hooten Young also has another cigar. I would have picked it because it's perfect for the topic at hand, but I think we already reviewed that one. Hooten Young was part of Operation Gothic Serpent, and this week we're going to be talking about the reimagining of Anaconda.
I think that's a good way to put it. Because
it's not necessarily a reboot or a remake,
spoof or
because it's set in a world where the original Anaconda exists, but not like
as we know it.
Yeah, like the literal movie exists, not like the events of the film. So yeah, we're gonna start a year off with a weird one. We're gonna talk about Anaconda, and if you got to go to what the hell's the name of that river where the anacondas are?
Yeah,
Amazon. Yeah, if you got to go to the Amazon and fight a big-ass snake, you should call in the Strike Force. StrikeForceEnergy.com. Use your promo code CigarNerds for 20% off your order.
I thought where you were going with that was the Amazon Basin cigars. But,
damn it, that would have been another good one.
We've reviewed
already
those
reviewed
several times.
That, and then there was the Iraqi Patel Year of the Snake, but that was like a $40 stick, and I did not have $40 at the time. So I was like, Yeah, and like I said, we'd already smoked Gothic Serpent and most of the Amazon basins, but yeah, so I went with Gothic Serpent adjacent.
At least I still remember cigars.
There's these things, they wrap them in tobacco.
Yeah. And they taste delicious.
Yeah, but with that, we'll be right back with the main topic. And whip out your snake. It's Anaconda time.
All right. My Anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, son.
But don't do no side bends or sit-ups. Sir mix a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. It was funny in the theater, and I gotta. The auditorium had quite a few more people than I expected it to have. Like originally when I bought my tickets, like there was 2 other seats sold. But I mean, there was probably 30, 40 people in there overall.
Did you see it in Dawsonville or?
Yeah, here in Dawson.
See, if you don't know, like the way our little small town theater is, there is like certain screening rooms that are smaller than the rest of them, and that's usually where a movie ends up when it's been out for a couple weeks. Like that room is like the last room before it's like out of theaters completely. And I saw it open it came out on Christmas. I saw it like the weekend after, and it was already in the little room, and I'm like, oh, this is not a good sign.
Well, I mean, that's the thing about the Anaconda franchise. I mean, it has its cult following, but, you know, and I was part of that following, too. Like, I enjoyed the horror elements and everything that was the original film franchise. Like, I mean, I guess my love up there is kind of the same with Lake Placid and Godzilla and the kaiju films. Like, I love a good fucking... Yeah, oversized beast eating human movie. Like,
Oh, yeah, so we're talking about the new Anaconda starring Paul Rudd and Jack Black. And that's one of those is like there's not been a lot of good original comedies lately. So when that trailer came out, I'm like, Paul Rudd and Jack Black together, all right, this is going to be funny as shit. And it's the story of it's the reason why I say it's not a reboot or a remake, because it exists in a world where the original 1997 Anaconda movie exists. And then two, like, washed up actor and basically a wannabe director his current career is basically making wedding videos, but he always wanted to be a theatrical.
That's a good B plus life, okay?
Yeah. You always want to be an actual Hollywood director, and it's kind of has been existing as a wedding director, decide to remake Anaconda. And it's the story of these idiots trying to, basically make an independent film version of Anaconda, and then shit goes horribly wrong, and they end up in an Anaconda movie, pretty much.
Yeah, it, I don't know. Like, after seeing the film, now I really hate the trailer.
The trailer did give away some of like the funniest plot points.
But all in all, I'm always a fan of Jack Black, and this was kind of interesting too because this was a much more toned down version of Jack Black than we've gotten recently. Like,
yeah, it wasn't the Minecraft movie or some of the other stuff. But it also wasn't because Jack Black has done some like dramatic roles.
Yes,
so he wasn't full drama Jack Black, but it was still like. He was almost the straight man in this film, and like Paul Rudd was the more, Paul Rudd and what's his name from Saving Silverman. Those were the more.
Oh, dude, he was absolutely fucking hilarious.
I love any movie he's in.
Yes.
Steve Zahn, that dude is funny as shit. I'm like, hell, he's even done a couple action movies, but yeah, Steve Zahn and Paul Rudd were more of the wacky dudes, and Jack Black was almost the fucking straight man, which is
not
what you usually see Jack Black doing.
A real gamble, I got a wife, I got kids, like I got bills and whatnot. Like I can't just willy nilly go out here. Like I don't know. To me, this was much less of a film for homage of fans that are really into Anaconda. It was more so, hey,
it's a coming of age movie for adults.
Well, I mean, and not only for adults, but I would say for cinephiles, people that are hardcore into movie making and have that passion for wanting to be either actor, actress, director, whatever. Like,
yeah, you've gotten to your later on in life, and you're not where you expected to be, and you're trying to reconnect. There's the word I'm trying to say. Reconnect with that youthful exuberance you had as a child,
where you weren't afraid to take chances.
Yeah, you're trying to reachieve those, at least some part of those that dream that you had as a kid. And of course Paul Rudd's character is he took the risk originally. Apparently them and their friends made a movie as children, and then Paul Rudd actually left and went out to Hollywood and tried to pursue that goal where Jack Black's character kind of played it safe and stayed in their little town, and he still, got into the film industry, but, at a much smaller scale. But Paul Rudd, chased that dream and then ultimately failed at it, where he just had kind of a series of guest spots, and then he finally got fired off of some medical drama because he was trying to do too much with, like, Doctor Number 3. And so he was like, yeah, I'm getting old and I'm not the success I wanted to be, so let me con my friends into trying to make a fucking Anaconda so we can go back to a simpler time.
Yeah, I definitely the film industry making fun of itself in this a lot. Sony, the copyright infringements, all of the, IP issues and everything else. It's like,
Yeah, because basically come
back. If I gave a shit about Hollywood more, that probably would have resonated, but I'm like, I just wanted to throw on my pirate flag and...
So yeah, they come back home for Jack Black's birthday, and he his Paul Rudd's character Griff had found the like only surviving copy of the movie that they had made as children. And I thought it was funny too that they like there was so much cussing for a movie made in high school.
I mean,
He's like, they're like, there's kids here. Is this okay to watch? Yeah, Mrs. Johnson made us bleep out all the curse words, but like we were kind of inspired by Scorsese, so it was like a bunch of teenagers are going, fuck, but it was all like bleeped and shit.
It's like, how many times can we get away with it? I don't know. That was the other thing about, our actual film, too, was, playing it safe with the PG-13 rating and not even trying to go for the R or anything. Like,
because you get the one fuck in a R-rated movie or PG-13. It kind of reminded me. Well, we've not talked about it yet, but that's be probably next episode. The finale of Stranger Things, but Erica, the little is like keeps cussing, and like the nerdy science teacher that finally kind of joined the crew, she's like, Erica, language. She's like, come on, this is not like high school physics class. We're into some serious stuff. This is the type of stuff that calls for cussing. And he's like, yeah, well, god damn it, like the fucking nerd guy finally like he's like, all right, yeah, I'll cuss too.
We're in some real adult shit right now, so we're going to use some real fucking adult language. Here we go.
Oh, but yeah, that whole kids cussing kind of reminded me of that. Oh, but yeah, then you had because the movie starts off with like, because at first I was like, did we wander into the wrong movie? Because it starts off with like some lady getting pursued by what you think are criminals in the Amazon, and then it cuts to kind of the lead up to our main protagonist's storyline, and it's like, the fuck did we just watch?
That was just some Hollywood misdirection. That's just letting you know that, hey, eventually we're gonna end up somewhere where there's anacondas, but
but yeah, you're talking about how the trailer kind of like the whole theft plot that was none of that's in the trailer. Like that's why I was like so confused when the movie started with that. I'm like, who are these people and what does this have to do with Jack Black and Paul Rudd making an Anaconda film?
Like, would have been great is there was no Anaconda film. There was
it was all like a fucking misdirect before the shit actually starts. And it turns into like it's like Jack Black and Paul Rudd's in it for 5 minutes, and then it's like a hardcore like theft movie.
Do you think this is a
Ocean's 11 with snakes?
Do you think this is a way that they're trying to gauge interest if they were to do another modern Anaconda horror film?
Oh.
Hey, we said this as a joke, but really this was just we want to get people's reaction. Like, have we got the 97 Anaconda trending,
That's not a bad theory because, like you said, one of the things you said to me when you first called me is like, this was like worse and better than the original Anaconda. And they did that shit back in 97 with animatronics and some CGI. Imagine what they could, like, I mean, look at the snake in this movie, how just massive and, like, it looked pretty fucking good. What they could do trying to actually make an Anaconda movie, then taking it seriously with the level of technology we have available these days.
Although you would never get that cast again. And that's why they never got the cast after the first film, because J-Lo blew up, Ice Cube was doing his thing, like...
Yeah, this is at a time when J-Lo was a singer.
Yeah.
Before she became, like, a big-time actress.
She was out there, doing stuff, a real big fish.
Yeah. It's like, Mark Wahlberg movies now.
That ska band.
If you remember back in the day, that was Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch before the whole, he became... Hell, Will Smith is the same way. Like, most people, if you're like, hey, Will Smith, they're like, oh, the actor? Like, people don't remember him, like, being a fucking rapper in the, like, 80s and 90s. There's so many of these guys that started off as musicians or rappers, singers, whatever, and then just blew up as actors. I mean, fucking Ice Cube's probably been in more movies than he's released albums at this point.
Probably so. Like, that was one of the things, now that you've mentioned Ice Cube, which I think if anybody's seen the trailer that, he's there. So I don't think I'm giving away anything. But somebody was like, oh yeah, this Anaconda song, I didn't realize that was Ice Cube. And it's like, no, you fuck.
That's their Mix-a-Lot, motherfucker. Yes. But I do like the fucking remix they used in the in it. I'm like, hell, I mean, there's a whole, like, Jack Black writing montage of him trying to write the script for their Anaconda. And, like, they're playing fucking them Sir Mix-a-Lot and shit. I'm like, hell yeah. And then like that, he's like, I've done it. I've wrote the perfect script. We need about $3 million. And then they go to the bank and like, we've got you approved for like $9,000 or something, like, I forgot, some like ridiculous, like, small amount of money. He's like, okay, we can do this. And then goes back, he shows him like doing another writing montage of like, all right, now I've got to edit this down to something we can actually afford to make.
I don't know. I think that is one of the things that made the first film, it being so practical effect driven, because CGI just wasn't.
Yeah, there's parts where there is CGI, and mostly when there's like big movements out of the snake. But you're like, you can tell the difference between the animatronic snake and the digital snake. It's a lot more easier to blend those two together than they were back in 97. Long time ago, children.
Yeah, that was, the internet was still in its infancy. We were all still getting to the internet via AOL.
When did YouTube come out?
Oh, not until the 2000s at some point.
Yeah, because I remember, like, in the 90s, like, we had the internet, but it was, like, if you wanted to watch videos, they were all on, like, various hosting sites or people having to put video up on their own websites. There wasn't like an aggregate like YouTube where you could just go through and like see everybody's video. So you had to go to eBaum's World or was it remember stickdeath.com and Liquid Frog.
So YouTube 2005. So YouTube wasn't even around when I was in high school. Like, I'd already graduated high school at that point. Like,
because I graduated the year the original movie came out. I graduated in 97. So yeah, you used to have to go all over the place to watch weird videos on the internet. You couldn't just sit on your crap. And watch YouTube on your phone.
I remember renting the movie from a little VHS store. It wasn't even like a Blockbuster. It wasn't a chain. Just a little independent.
Oh, was that one that it was like a little house?
Yeah.
I remember that place. Used to be, and this is like well after, like, because, all right,
we're
kids, there's not places to rent movies anymore. Used to, you couldn't go onto a Netflix. You had to actually physically go to a location called a Blockbuster, a Hollywood Video, maybe a Turtles, and rent movies instead of just downloading them. But in the age of like DVD and Blu-ray, in our town there was this one little independent video store that still had VHS. And like you could go in, it looked like it was just somebody's house. Like you were in their living room looking at movies and shit. But you could go in there and find movies that had. We used to go in there and find like classic stuff that had not yet been switched over to DVD.
Yeah,
like some of these like weird like small horror movies that no one's like, we're not paying.
Well, that's really
we're not paying for the conversion on that. It's like, so yeah, finding old shit on DVD back or VHS back in the day.
I mean, that's what started my obsession with fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You know, like I'd walk in and, you know, like I'm just fucking kid in high school and I'd be like, do I need a membership? He's like, no, kid, I trust you. It's the fucking doctors and lawyers that don't return their shit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where like we went there to get might have been the like original Evil Dead because it hadn't come out on DVD yet, and it was like, so some of those, that dude had a nice like horror section of just random shit that had not yet made it to digital.
Like those were the days too, because you could be like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this game, so I can try it for a weekend. Oh, it sucks. I know not to buy that one.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, we used to get a 3, because it started off as like a 3-day rental, and then they changed it where you could actually get like a 7-day and get it for a whole week. But yeah, it's like if I could beat a game in a weekend, I'm like, yeah, this is not worth buying.
Yeah. Yeah. Back when you could actually own shit. Now you just pay every month and don't actually get anything.
Until the internet dies, and then we're screwed.
Well, I mean, you know, that's we've talked about it before, but that's the issue. Is like
it's gonna be like Fahrenheit 451.
Nope, that's no longer available, and well, that's gone.
This is why we need more autistic people that like have that was it the photographic memories. So it's like when the internet dies and we lose all physical media, we're like, we must go to Steve. Steve is the keeper of Star Wars. And then it's like we sit around the campfire and Steve tells us about Star Wars.
Literally has time capsules of VHS and other. And it's like, oh, sweet, we got that. Who's got a VHS player?
That's my problem. I've still got several like totes of like old VHSs, but we don't have anything to play them on.
I still crack myself up at.
I don't even have a DVD player. It's like that's why I still have a PlayStation 4 plugged up in the office, because that pretty much acts as my. Occasionally, if I find a DVD or a Blu-ray, it's like, oh, I can. It's the only. I haven't played a game on my PlayStation forever. It's just the thing that, because my office TV is not a smart TV, so I don't have the apps on it. So, the PlayStation is where Netflix and Disney Plus lives.
Yeah.
If I want to watch it on the TV.
I still crack myself up at you know, I don't know, about 10 years or so ago when we really got into retro gaming again and trying to find all the adapters and all the things to make retro systems compatible with modern LCD.
Oh, yeah, it's because I haven't played it in a while, but the internet was down, and they're like, it's going to be a week before we can get someone out to like fix it. So I whipped out an old, my wife had an old Super Nintendo, and luckily her TV was old enough it still had AV cables. So I was like, it would hang up every once in a while, but I actually got the OG like Super Nintendo to work, and I sat there and played like fucking Mario World for like a week until the internet came back, and I've not played the Super Nintendo since then. But yeah, without internet is like, yeah, I played a bunch of old school Super Nintendo games for a week or so.
Went to my storage unit right around Christmas and was like, man, I still got all these great fucking N64 games and everything else. Like,
hell, now I've seen it. I kept getting ads for it for a while. It looked like a OG Game Boy Color, but it had like something like 20,000 like old Game Boy games already like programmed into it. So you could like, you know, play your OG freaking Game Boy games on this thing.
That's what's freaking crazy.
Because storage has gotten so small
Yes.
that now it's like, yeah, you can put the entire library in the thing that used to could only hold one game at a time.
Yeah, like it's kind of mind-blowing to me to be like, you know, oh yeah, this thing the size of a thumb drive and I get 4 terabytes of data on it.
Fucking internet, man. Back in my day. 3x5s. I'm not old enough.
You can even go older than the old 5x7s, like the original.
I'm not so old that floppies were common when I was a kid, but the little 3x5 hard plastic floppy disks, those were still very much used.
I can remember the very first computer I owned had the 5x7s, and that's how I got playing Doom.
Yeah, now it's like super rare to even find a disk drive.
Yeah.
Like somebody gave me something, I'm like, hey, it comes with a disc. I'm like, I don't own anything that has a disk drive on it.
Good thing you still got that PS4.
But trying to put something on my computer, I'm like, this is a beer coaster, because like I don't remember the last computer I owned that actually had a disk drive on it. But yeah, so Jack Black and his buddies all head out to the Amazon to film their knockoff Anaconda movie, thinking that Paul Rudd has the rights to Anaconda. But of course, connecting our opening story of the girl on the run, she ends up stealing this boat that they were going to rent to film their movie on, and decides, well, we're going in the same direction. Fuck it, yeah, like I'll be your charter. And turns out she's not the good guy on the run. She's actually the illegal miner, and these shady dudes that we thought were like, terrorists chasing her were actually the cops.
What a twist!
Yeah. And the fucking their shady animal handler that they like, we can't afford CGI, we got to get a real anaconda. And when fucking Paul Rudd accidentally throws it off the ship and it gets ran over, kills the dude's snake.
Well, so there was a time in my life where I was like, I want all the creepy things. So I kept my reptiles, my spiders. I never had an issue. I go out of town and I get like a frantic text from Rachel at the end of the night saying, the tarantula cage fell over. No, the tarantula cage doesn't just fall over. But she's like, so there's a fucking tarantula loose in my house. So, like, that should have been a horror movie in itself. Like,
oh, yeah, it's like, spiders are fine when you know where the spiders are. It's when you don't know where the spiders are that it becomes a problem.
Luckily, it just, it wandered like 3 feet from it and wedged itself between a wall and a, dresser or something, and was like, yes, it's dark back here. I'm going to live here now.
What you don't want to is give up, go to bed, and then you roll over in the middle of the night, and it's there on your pillow staring at you like, hey, buddy, what's up? You got any flies?
I like crickets.
You got crickets?
I like dubia roaches. I mean, great for insect control. What can I say?
Oh, but yeah, I like when they're like on the boat and like this really fancy boat like pulls up beside them, like, hey, what are y'all doing? They're like, oh, we're filming a remake of Anaconda, and they're like, what? It was like an actual like Hollywood production, and they're like, don't you have the rights? No, not really. But so what? We're here having like motherfucker, Sony owns those rights. They're never gonna let us release this.
That's what makes me think that there's probably something really in the works. Like, you'd think that was just a ploy, but no, that was actually the legit film crew.
Oh, I mean, did you say for the post credits?
Yes.
With J-Lo?
Yes.
Okay.
It took me a minute. I was like, yes, we stayed until the lights cameth on.
Well, then there's the post credits of the animal handler not dying. He's like, hello, where's everyone? I'm alive. Like, literally none of the main cast died in this movie.
It's almost like that other thing we watched.
Yeah.
Wonder what that was. That was the second Anaconda film.
Apparently his Anaconda actually did not want none.
Yeah. It's like, no, you raised me. The Anaconda is really there, trying to help the police. The Anaconda becomes the...
Yeah. Anaconda detective.
You know, it's almost like the Godzilla franchise, right? Where it starts out, he's destroying Tokyo, and then, oh, wait, he's our friend.
Or Alien Earth, where suddenly the xenomorph's my dog and it follows commands. But then when the fucking Anaconda gets, the trained Anaconda gets out of the cage on the boat and like crawls up into the bed with like Paul Rudd and scares the fuck out of him, and it's like, no, he's a nice snake. There's like so many like kind of teases of like something bad's gonna happen, and then it just doesn't.
Yeah.
And there's one that too. I don't want to say the movie's bad because I think it was intentionally made that way.
Well, I mean, it was designed to stick to the indie film roots. I mean, I get where they were going with it. You know, for me, like, I always thought it'd be cool, like, if I had a friend that was a director and, you know, did some horror movie shit, like, I always thought that would be cool, but I was never so much of a cinephile where it's like, oh, I want to direct and produce my own film. Like, I never really had that drive and ambition. But for people that were like, yeah, from my childhood, I've always wanted to fucking do a thing. Like, I could see those people really relating to this. Like, you know, fucking Hollywood is the target audience for this film. You know?
Yeah, definitely like the people who are like want to be like the indie filmmaker. It's definitely a film nerds movie, but it's got a slow start to it. So like when it started off, I'm like, uh-oh, did we just waste our time coming to see this? Because so far this is kind of meh. But then once the kind of horror element kicks in and they're having to run from the fucking snake.
There was no horror element.
They were running from a snake.
I mean, there was a lot of Jurassic Park references.
Yeah. But like once the kind of the action kicks in, it got funnier.
Yes.
But like definitely a slow burn up front. I'm like, uh-oh, is this going to be bad? And we're going to have to figure out another topic, or we're just going to talk shit about this for an hour. But then it kicked in and it got good.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't bad. It was just, you know.
There was a lot of build up before the action actually got there.
And a lot of that action I felt like should have been a lot more impactful, but it's like, well, fuck, we saw this in the trailer. Like, I hate when that happens.
Yeah. Like, I knew Jack Black wasn't going to die, or at least not at that time. But, you know, it turns out the ship captain who reveals herself to be the bad guy gets them off the boat to try to get her gold, and then the snake shows up and eats everybody, and they have to flee through the woods. And, you know, Jack Black gives his, like, Samuel L. Jackson, like, you know, speech to everybody, and then fucking Snake just swallows his ass whole. And you're like, oh, fuck. But I'd already seen the trailer where it showed them thinking he was dead and him waking up. So I know the snake had not actually killed him at that point, which kind of ruined the suddenness of that scene. But if I hadn't seen that trailer, that was a pretty, like, badass, like, oh, shit moment. Yeah. Where it's like, nobody's safe. They just ate Jack Black.
Just see him. I'm just disappointed they didn't give him a saxoboom. And he could, you know, do the fucking snake charming type shit. It's like, this is an anaconda, guys. Not a cobra.
Maybe in the sequel. But, oh yeah, like, so yeah, him and Paul Rudd get in a fight at some point, and Paul Rudd like is like, "You're fired. We don't need you anymore." He's like, "Fine, I'm gonna take my boat and I'm gonna go get the fuck out of here." And then he runs into the crew of the new Anaconda movie, and their boat has been like destroyed, and like everybody's dead. And he's like, "What?" And then like PA intern chick comes running out of the woods, like, "Help! There's an actual anaconda." He's like, "Yeah, come to the boat. I'll save you." And then a fucking snake comes out of the woods and like just eats her. And he's like, "Nope," and just throws that shit in reverse. And it's like trying to get the fuck out of there.
that's what makes me think that this was just a precursor.
But yeah, later on when they get to like the actual, or like when Jack Black gets eaten, and they get to a point where they're like, "Fuck, we got to cross this like field of grass where the anaconda can hide. We need something to add as a distraction." And of course, snakes, if they swallow something that's too big to digest, they'll like regurgitate it and come back to eat it later. They find Jack Black's body and like a dead fucking warthog. And they're like, "Come on, we'll strap the warthog to his back and prop him up so he looks like he's walking. So when it goes to attack him, we can flee." And then fucking Steve Zahn's character is like, "Here, put this dead squirrel in his mouth." "Why?" "Snakes love squirrels." "Okay, whatever." So they set up the trap and they run away. And you're like watching in the fucking monitor. They're like, Jack Black wakes up and it's like, "Why the fuck is there a squirrel in my mouth?" And then they're like, "Shit, dude, run!" And he's like running, and the fucking warthog's just like on his head, like bound. I'm like, it's fucking whatever. The Lion King. He's like Pumbaa or whatever the fucking warthog did. And then the warthog wakes up.
Yeah.
So now he's like got an alive warthog strapped to his back, and it's like, dude, no one dies in this movie.
It's like, who put this fucking thing on me?
But even knowing that scene was coming, because we get a clip of that in the trailer, I still laughed my ass off because the full length scene is fucking hilarious. Yes. And then like afterward, they're just kind of like, he gets away because the warthog finally like gets off his back and the snake eats it instead of him, and he manages to get away. But they're just like walking through the woods. He's like, "All right, guys, I just got one question." He's like, "What the fuck happened?" He's like, "Long story, we'll tell you later." And they're just all just kind of walking through the wood, and finally he's like, "I've got one question, yeah? Whose fucking idea was it to stick the dead squirrel in my mouth?" And he's like, "It was a group decision." "Yeah, snakes like squirrels." He's like, "Fuck, I knew it was you."
That was a brilliant idea. Like, I almost wonder, like, you know, how does that shit play out from, like, okay, Jack, you're going to be sitting on the ground, we got this warthog, and, you know, somebody's over here, like, rummaging through props, and, like, we got a fucking dead squirrel. Let's shove the dead squirrel in his mouth. Like,
oh. That night, I kind of want to see the movie start after our weird like opening of some kind of Amazonian adventure. We get like this narration of what looks like the opening of an actual horror movie, and it cuts to Jack Black telling this people his movie idea, and it's like, "This is a wedding video, dude." It's like, "But y'all said you were horror fans. I thought you would want to make a scary wedding video."
Dude, I thought that was awesome when they got the fucking chest burster, and it's like, Jack, we do the jump, okay? Like, just every basic wedding video ever.
But then later on, like when the kind of the credits, when all the adventure's over, like fucking Paul Rudd's character and what's her name? His friend is his childhood friend who had gotten divorced. Like they end up hooking up, and it's like he's like, and then they got married, and Griff or whatever Doug directed their wedding video, and they finally did his like horror movie wedding video idea, and with the fucking chest burster and shit. I'm like, hell yeah! I didn't know that was a thing for weddings. I was like, I want to do a like if I. Can we get married again so I can do a horror wedding video?
You just do that for an anniversary.
Yeah.
And we probably got somebody that's got the skills to pull that off, too.
Thendwe Newton, if I'm pronouncing that right, playing Claire. That's the one Doug marries at the end. And
Best Doug ever.
And fucking Steve as Kenny was like, "I really want to be a part of this, but Doug fired me." "Why'd you fire him?" "Because he got like high as shit and like fucked up a video." He's like, "But I'm sober now. I'm whatever. I forgot what town they're like. I'm like Ohio sober. Like what's that?" He's like, I'm just drinking now. I'm not doing coke anymore." It's like, I'm not doing the heavy stuff.
Instead of doing all these things, I do one thing.
It's like I've heard California sober. It's like you quit drinking, but you still smoke weed.
That's how you end up on a island trying to run away from snakes.
Remember Saving Silverman?
Yeah.
Probably one of the best Steve Zahn movies.
Like there,
With Arlie Ermy as the weird ass football coach.
dude,
R.I.P.
I fell down a YouTube hole of Arlie Army stuff. Yeah, definitely R.I.P.
I mean, he's the reason every gun tuber now shoots watermelons. Because he used to always shoot watermelons in his like mail call videos. That was like his dreaded enemy was the watermelon, and now it's like, well, that used to be watermelons, but now like all the fucking gun tubers have like a sponsorship deal with Dummy Labs and get free ballistic dummies. But back in the day, kids, you had to shoot watermelons and pumpkins because we couldn't afford realistic
ballistic
gel dummies. Or what the hell was that? There's an old time YouTuber, gun tuber who Paul Markle. I don't know, is it Paul Markle? Or fuck, I'm blanking on the guy's name, but he would actually make a meat target. He was making ballistic dummy labs before there was dummy, so it was a bag of oranges wrapped in ribs and like maybe like a steak and then like some cloth to for clothing. So the internal organs was the bag of oranges, and you'd basically wrap it in ribs to be the like muscle and bones.
Well, these ribs are like ribs.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we went to that barbecue place and tried some Smoking Mike's meats.
How was Mike's meats?
Mike's meats were good.
Yeah, I've had the brisket, the pork belly, and the pulled pork. Shit's good.
Yeah.
Even the sides are good.
The mac and cheese was fucking killer.
Oh yeah. Yeah, here's your tip, kids. If you're out and about roaming around and you see a barbecue place that just looks like a hole in the wall, definitely eat there, because that's going to be the best fucking barbecue. The nicer the place is, the more mid the... Kind of like James Yeager, you say, like... he's like, if you're in a town, if there's a Mexican place in the bad part of town, that's going to be the best fucking food you've ever had. It's like the shadier the neighborhood, the better the Mexican food.
It's me. I'm shady.
Well, it's like I heard a term the other day I'd never heard before, but it was murder chicken. It's like if you go to a town, the chicken place that's in the neighborhood that you may die getting the chicken is the best chicken. It's like, you know, if you might die going to that restaurant, they're gonna have the best chicken.
But I feel like oftentimes with places like that, it's almost like, no, this space right here is sacred. Like, you know, we can have opposing views or whatever, but you know, when we come here, we all eat together. But as soon as everybody, you know, steps off the parking lot, like yeah. all odds are off.
It's kind of Highlanders and Holy Land. We're not getting any fights at the murder chicken place. We take that shit across the street to the murder Kroger.
Oh, too soon.
Speaking of the 90s. Didn't they tear down the murder Kroger?
I don't know if
I know that whole area got gentrified, so I'm like, I don't know if the murder Kroger is still there.
I don't remember. I was down in that area.
For those not around Georgia, there used to be a Kroger on Ponce that had more than one murder in the parking lot. So it became the legend of everyone referred to that as Murder Kroger. But giving directions in Atlanta was like, go past Murder Kroger and make a left. It was like the known thing.
Yeah.
It was like right around the corner from the Masquerade. But yeah, most of that stuff all got, you know, fancy rich condos in the area.
Original Masquerade.
Yeah.
Because now they're upscale.
I mean, I think the Drunken Unicorn's still there.
Yeah, the Unicorn is still there.
But yeah, most of that neighborhood all got high-end rich people apartments now, so it's not nearly as shady as it was back in the day when we would go down there for rock shows.
So where did we go? Is that Ponce City Market that's right there. I think that's where we went for lunch and everything before Christmas.
It's all nice and stuff.
I don't know. I still hate trying to find parking in all those areas.
Yeah. But our big action sequence when they finally make it to, like, turns out it's like the final battle set for the official Anaconda movie, and it's like, we've got all this pyrotechnics set up and shit. It's like, we could lure it in as a trap, and then, like, they're about to die, and who shows up but Ice Cube? I'm like, fuck yeah, they brought back the OG cast for and someone's like, J-Lo's not here, they must not be able to afford her. But it's like, they keep, like, he's like, Ice Cube helps, gives him some weapons. He's like, man, I gotta go protect Eric Stalls and J-Lo. Y'all got this? Like, yeah, we got this, Ice Cube.
It's like, here, take this gun. I got plenty more.
And that's the guy that we talked about going from, like, rapper to being more known as an actor. The funny thing about Ice Cube is, as he got older, he started doing all these, like, not only comedy movies, but, like, family-friendly comedy movies.
Yeah.
I mean, this is one of the original gangster rappers, and dude's, like, doing films about taking his family on a fishing trip and shit. It's so weird seeing Ice Cube as this.
At some point, you got to get the heat off of you, right?
Yeah.
Like,
you end up like, Tupac. You either die when you're young, or you live long enough to become the dad character in a movie.
I mean, that's like, anytime I see a video of Snoop Dogg, that's kind of what I feel like.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg's hanging out with Martha Stewart and coaching, like, Pee Wee football now. Oh, I mean, pretty sure Eminem's got grandkids now. It's weird, dude. Grandpa Cube, tell us about stuff back in the day.
It's like, fuck the police, play the police.
Yeah, like an Ice-T, like, the guy who wrote Cop Killer has been played a cop on TV for the last 20 years. Was it Batman? You either die the hero or you live long enough to become the villain. But in this case, you live long enough to become the comedy actor. But Ice Cube, I mean, you got to give him props for his act, because he's done action movies, but he's done a lot of he's great as a comedic actor. He's been in some funny ass movies.
Yeah, I mean, that's and kind of the same for Jack Black for me. Like, there's definitely films that I appreciate Jack Black more and than others. And then
but then he can do, like, kind of drama movies too. I mean, hell, the first King Kong movie, that was like a serious role for him. He really wasn't making any jokes in, like, whatever Kong was it. It was the first King Kong movie. It wasn't Skull Island, but yeah.
It's like, God damn it, I've gone from fighting giant monkeys now to giant snakes.
And he was on The Mandalorian. One of the weirder episodes.
I will say that trailer on the big screen, though.
Yes, that was kind of the highlight of going to see Anaconda. Was
like, I can't really remember any other trailers that stood out.
There's a bunch of weird little horror movies coming out that looked interesting, but yeah, the fucking Mandalorian Grogu trailer on the big screen, I was like, fuck yes.
And it wasn't even the biggest of the big screens.
No, we were in the little big screen. Yeah. That's definitely one I'll be seeing, if not opening night, opening weekend for sure. I keep looking over off camera. There is a nice painting of horror icons playing poker, and I keep, like, getting distracted looking over and seeing that painting. I have not yet had time to hang it up somewhere in the office, so you'll probably see it on the next episode somewhere in the background. I mean, but
it's one of those things where it's like, the longer you stare at it, the more things that you see in it.
Oh yeah. Fuck, I didn't even notice that it was like whatever. Ghostface isn't there, but his mask is hanging on the wall. It's like, and of course it's just not cigar nerds without there's at least a one smoker. Pennywise is having a cigar in that painting. Like I said, you'll probably see it in a future episode, so I have time to to hang it somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe put him up here next to John Wick and Scooby Doo.
Well, you'd sent me the thing of the John Wick poker chip set, and I was like, we used to play a lot of poker back in the day.
I actually built a poker table. I got rid of it when I moved here because I didn't have any room for it. We used to have like a nice poker table. They hadn't played poker in forever, but they came out with a John Wick like continental poker set that Tim at the cigar shop showed it to me, and it was badass. I really want one, but yeah, I don't play enough poker anymore.
Well, it's never too late. We're only getting older.
Yep, we got to get back into professional gambling.
Well, somebody took a gamble on, hey, let's make a spoof thing of Anaconda. And I don't know. I haven't even looked at the budgetary numbers. I'm assuming that it's did okay.
So far, it's doubled its money. It was a $45 million movie, which in Hollywood numbers, that's not a super big budget, and it's made $88 million so far. Just coming out since Christmas, so it's only been out for like 2-ish weeks at this point. But I feel like this is definitely going to be one that's probably bigger on home video than it was theatrical.
Or
streaming, because you can't use home video anymore.
I'm just really curious, like if
it's a niche film. It's definitely one that's like you got to be a fan of Anaconda to be like get the jokes of said movie.
I mean,
it's not one you're just going to see out of like, oh, I like Jack Black. Let me check out this movie, because it's like, yeah, it's you got to be at least a fan of Anaconda to like get half of the.
I mean, I'm just wondering if this doesn't pave for the darker, truly horror R-rated Anaconda that I would personally like to see.
It was funny, and they actually get their movie made because they filmed them fighting the snake, and of course they do kill it, and they go home and they premiere their movie at like a local whatever film festival, and then it's like everyone liked the film. Sony immediately send them a cease and desist. They definitely did not have the rights for that. And then you get like what everybody kind of did afterward, and then you get like. There was the joke about, before, like, I think, because Amanda saw it, I think she said, I guess they couldn't afford J-Lo, because, only Ice Cube showed up, but then, the post-credits, you see, fucking Jack Black go to answer his door, and it's like, there's J-Lo.
Yeah.
It's like, hi, are you Doug, that made the Anaconda independent film?
They speak, just fucking faints.
He's like, actually, I saw it, and I loved it, like, we're still trying to make our remake of our sequel to Anaconda. Do you want to direct it? And he's like, like just fucking faints in front of J-Lo. So that would be hilarious if they do like another one where he's like trying to direct the real Anaconda movie.
I mean, we've gotten... Or am I confusing it? We've gotten some Jack Black horror, right? Or no, I'm thinking Kevin Smith.
Yeah, Kevin Smith's done a couple weird horror movies.
Talk about being disturbed. Like,
oh, fucking his first like attempt at a real horror movie, Red State. Yeah, that shit was like, like, where's the jokes? There's no jokes.
That or where's the one with the fucking walrus?
Oh, Tusk.
Yeah.
All right, I'm googling. Has Jack Black been in horror movies? I think there is. Oh, he was in the family-friendly Goosebumps movie, and also House with a Clock in Its Walls, which was also kind of and he had an uncredited role in I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. So yeah, he's not done any like legit like horror that I can find. Yeah, it was like a
Like,
uncredited role in the 1998. I still know what you did last
I don't know.
summer.
I just can't help but think that this spoof is the stepping stone to where we get a legitimate reboot.
Yeah, it's stirring it up enough where it's like we can't get. No one wants a late, because now it's not even reboots of the thing. Now the current like Hollywood trend is the late in the game sequel. the 20-30 year later sequel is for a while there, reboots and remakes was all the big Hollywood thing, and now it's like, no, we're just gonna make a sequel with the original cast 20 years later. Top Gun 2, Halloween, etc., etc.
And
I know what you did last summer. So yeah, we're gonna get an Anaconda, like a real Anaconda sequel now that they've kind of stirred it up enough to get it back into the conversation.
like that is the power of modern internet, I suppose. To be like, hey, we're gonna do this precursor, and we're gonna disappoint the horror fans, only to give the horror fans what they want, 2 years from now.
Oh, and speaking of which we didn't even, when I was reading the Wikipedia description of this movie, it was like the 7th in the Anaconda series, and I was like, I didn't know there was an Anaconda series. I had to look it up. But apparently, yes, there are like other Anaconda movies. There was the original 97, and then in 2004 there was a standalone sequel that had like nothing to do with the original called Anaconda's The Hunt for the Blood Orchid. And then we got like 3 like direct to TV sequels to that. We got Anaconda 3 Offspring, Anaconda's Trail of Blood, and Lake Placid versus Anaconda, which that I kind of want to see. I want to see the giant alligators versus the anacondas. That one I may have to see where it's streaming, because that sounds kind of hilarious.
Yeah, I definitely didn't see that one. I remember the Offsprings, because that one kind of went, fucking aliens, where instead of having one anaconda, we had mini anaconda.
Yeah, that was the
like those 3 I've
sequel
seen,
trope.
but the other ones I have not.
Yeah, I think I've heard of the title Blood Orchid, but I don't think I've seen it. And I know I've seen Lake Placid versus Anaconda like at a picture of it somewhere online but I've definitely never actually. It might have been something that pops up on like, hey, you watch this movie, here's some other suggested movies, and it's like I've definitely seen the poster, but I've never actually seen it. So I'm gonna have to track down Lake Placid.
The sad part
versus
is
Anacondas.
like it's not going to be on a streaming service. It'll be like, yeah, available on YouTube for $20. Like, fuck.
Yeah, probably. But yeah. Any other big snake movies you would like to see that they should remake?
There hasn't been.
They need Sir Mix-a-Lot
A
to
whole
show
lot
up in
of
an Anaconda movie.
A whole lot of snake films. I mean, we've had Arachnophobia, we had, Eight-Legged Freaks, and...
I mean, we had Snakes on a Plane, but yeah, that's about the only other snake horror movie that I can think of.
Like...
Other than the occasional Indiana Jones falling into a snake pit trope. Why is it always gotta be snakes?
I don't know. Like, I'm always a fan of fucking beast horror films. Like, fucking Cujo. He's got him sitting over there, and of course, aliens and all that shit, and like.
I remember a Cujo story. Because Cujo, if you remember, it was like, what was it, Big Saint Bernard, like big bastard. One of my neighbors growing up had gotten a giant ass Saint Bernard, and they had like basically abandoned this dog whenever they moved away, and it was getting into our we had a chicken house and stuff, so like we eventually called animal control to like pick up this dog so we didn't have to shoot it or something. And the animal control guy gets there, and they're like looking for this dog, and they see like a turd, and it was so big that the animal control guy goes, they don't have a fucking dog, there's a goddamn elephant on this property.
Damn. I never understood that. Fucking take your That's one thing that I guess I'm happier about with modern society is that, pets have, more of a family semblance. I mean, I get it. There's still work dogs and,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. But, like, if shit happened, I'd be like, no, my fucking dogs are coming with me. Like,
Speaking of dogs, which I didn't even know this, Jack Carr's got a new book coming out in May that's not part of the Terminal List series. He's starting a whole new series, and it's called The Fourth Option. But I was reading the description, and the main character is like former CIA guy who him and his Belgian Malinois decide to seek vigilante justice. so his new lead character is going to have a canine partner.
that's awesome.
For missiles inbound. And this Hooten Young cigar, it's a dark smoky bastard. I like it. It's got that aged Ligero. It's got a decent amount of strength, and that, like I said, it's got kind of that sweet earthiness, and that San Andreas Maduro wrapper, also gives you a little bit of that touch of espresso and a little bit of sweetness. This is definitely a damn good cigar. I like their Ma Deuce, but yeah, this selection cigar is not bad at all. I need to go after we get off of here, order some of that bourbon so I can try to pair it with some of their whiskey.
I was gonna say, like, even though my sinuses and stuff are fucked up, like, the aroma of that cigar is still very, very good.
Yeah, I can't remember if I've smoked this one previously or not, but it's damn good. I'm definitely have to smoke it again if I've not already smoked it and forgot about it previously. Which occasionally happens when you smoke as many cigars as I do, that I'm like, I sit down to try to find a cigar for the podcast. I'm like, I know I've smoked this, but did I smoke this recreationally? Did I smoke this as a YouTube short? Or did we use this on the podcast? Because there's certain cigars that we've done on the podcast, but I haven't done short. And there's some stuff I've done shorts on, but has not made it to like a podcast review. And I'm like, I got to write this shit down because I can't remember what I've smoked for what purpose. We're 270 episodes in. Like, we're going to forget and probably re-review some things at some point.
No, not possible.
But with that, we'll be right back. And you've been watching the Cigar Nerds podcast. Check us out on cigarnerdpodcast.com and on the ESO Network, esonetwork.com. And don't forget, smoke them if you got them. Like, comment, and subscribe.